I paid $40,000 to study acting in New York City at one of the most respected acting conservatories in the country, and I didn't just use what I learned to change my own strong foreign accent successfully, I used it to become extremely comfortable being in front of the camera, despite not being a native speaker and being an introvert. And I also used it to make my accent completely bulletproof, regardless of how much pressure I'm under. This matters to you because if you run an agency selling your services to the American market with content, ads, and you're on sales calls as well, your strong foreign accent is causing friction for American viewers, costing you money because they're more likely to click away or scroll, and comparatively to your American competitors, you can't charge as much for the same service. And this isn't just me making this up, by the way.
And that the hard way. I did 4 in a row Cash Cats episodes that bombed because English wasn't their first language. And then I was like, and we were looking at all these details. I was like, dude, no one can understand them. That's it.
To help them get US clients.
Speaking English without an accent, by far the number one.
But here's what nobody tells you. The same system that Hollywood uses to train actors to adopt completely new accents from scratch, that's not reserved for theater dorks or native speakers. It works for you too, even if you've had a strong foreign accent your entire life.
Interesting.
Hey, my name's Dylan. I used to have a very strong foreign accent myself until I changed it successfully using those same Hollywood accent techniques. I trained to be a professional actor at the William Esper Studio in New York City, one of the most prestigious conservatories in the country for the Meisner technique. This is where people like Sam Rockwell, Eben Moss-Bachrach, Aaron Eckhart, Rami Youssef, and John Leguizamo have studied as well. My training at the time cost me $40,000, and the single most valuable thing I took away from it wasn't some acting trick. I actually happen to think that this acting training is the absolute best base I could have possibly asked for being an entrepreneur in the social media age, because here are the 3 most important and life-changing things that acting training taught me and that I paid $40,000 for. Number 1, I had to die many times to become this good. Number 2, memorize it by heart. And number 3, don't make my ass hurt. Let's take a closer look at number 1. I had to die many times to become this good. What the fuck does that even mean, right? Well, it's about ego death. One of the main reasons people don't do the stuff they're supposed to do is because they're typically afraid. Afraid of failing, afraid of looking stupid, afraid of feeling weird. The reason why this matters, especially for changing your accent as well as content creation, is because when you start making content, it's gonna look messy. It's gonna feel really cringe. And when you start changing your accent, it's gonna feel fucking weird at first. And that's the place where a lot of people give up. Actors, however, know that feeling strange and weird is literally part of the process. In order to grow, in order to change and improve yourself, you have to put yourself out of your comfort zone. You already know this from growing your own business. It's hard, it's uncomfortable, but you have to do those hard things anyway, even when you don't feel like it. But for some reason, most people don't do the same for the way they speak, even though that's the most important tool you have for getting your message across and connecting with people. So what do actors do when they feel this cringe, this weirdness? They just embrace it. They make themselves look like even more of a fool. That's literally what a lot of comedy is about. Comedic actors cannot be successful if they're not willing to look dumb. So let go of your ego, let yourself die on the inside, and be willing to sound and look dumb for a while as you learn a new skill. I'll give you an extreme example of this. When I was in acting school, we had an assignment called impediment work. So for example, if you have to play a character that's injured or has an accent or has some other condition, that was called an impediment. When I chose being drunk as an impediment, I made it a point to walk around New York City pretending to be drunk. Because my mindset was, if I can do it out on the street with everybody looking at me, doing it in acting class would be a walk in the park. And obviously that was pretty damn awkward and cringy, but that's exactly why one of my teachers at the time said to us, I had to die many times to become this good. Translation, don't let your ego get in your way. All right, number 2. Memorize it by heart. So what does that mean? My acting teacher at the time would get mad at us when we talk about something in our scene and how we thought about something in our head about the scene, because the fact is, if you're trying to do a scene or an accent and you don't have it so deeply in your bones and in your heart, that the moment things get a bit out of control, emotions run high, or you're nervous, things are going to fall apart. That's when people would forget their lines, miss their mark, or in some cases even endanger their scene partners. And this isn't just an acting thing. I used an Alex Hormozi clip earlier. I'm sure you remember he did a $100 million book launch, and he said that he practiced the webinar slides over and over and over and over and over and over again until there was no chance you would be able to get it wrong. But that's how you want to treat not just getting good at an accent. When something really matters, you have to give it your all. Don't half-ass it or over-intellectualize it. Make sure that your entire being is consumed by that thing so there is no way you can get it wrong. And lastly, number 3, don't make my ass hurt. This one's my favorite and also the silliest one. Another quote from my amazing acting teacher at the time. This really has so many ways of being important, not just for acting, not just for content creation, but for our accents as well. In regards to acting, superficially, it's about being interesting to watch. When something is genuine and emotionally honest and authentic, that's when it's genuinely the most interesting to watch, as opposed to maybe some random AI slop, right? Now for our accents, fundamentally, language is pattern recognition. If we have a strong foreign accent, and even if all the words can technically be understood, we are making people work harder to recognize those patterns that they are used to, which creates more friction because they have to work harder to follow us, which means they're much, much more likely to scroll or click away because we made their asses hurt. Now, if you've ever written copy, you know this is true. People literally tell us to write at 3rd grade reading level to avoid losing people on a landing page. So if you want to not make Americans' asses hurt when they watch your content, I strongly recommend working on your accent. Now, there's obviously a lot more I learned at acting school. I mean, I was there for 2 years. I couldn't possibly fit all of that into one video, but those are the top 3 things that I still think about to this day. All right, you know how it goes. Here's the CTA. If you're an agency or a business owner targeting the American market and you want to make a serious change to your accent, you can apply to work with me by using the link below, and we'll go ahead and make a custom accent roadmap for you. You can also join my free community as well with the 2nd link in the description. But yeah, that would be it for today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Oh, okay.